You'll have to excuse my eyebrows. I'm currently trying to grow my real eyebrows back again. So yeah, they're a mess. But you know, I just like walk around like this. Hope nobody notices. Hi, it's me again. I just wanted to make a video of my first impressions of living in a small city outside of Seoul, and bad things I like and bad things I don't like about it. Okay, so the things that I hate about living in a small city that isn't in Seoul. First thing, the staring. Like, okay, when I first came to Korea last year and I stayed in Seoul, people did stare quite a lot because obviously my hair's really, I don't know how to describe my hair, very vibrant, I guess, really different. So when I first came, people did stare, like even in Seoul, they would just like look at me like, what is she doing? But since coming to here, everyone stares like 10 times worse. Like, I was talking to my mum on the phone the other day, and some guy literally almost drove his bike into a wall because he was like staring. Like, they just look at me as if to say, why are you here? Like, I guess they're just, because there's not that many foreigners, so they're probably wondering like if I am a teacher or if I go to university or something like that. But like, they don't try and hide the fact that they're like fully staring. Like, they don't, even if I look at them, they don't look away, they just carry on. Like, it's so weird. Like, I'm really not used to it. Like, I don't mind people staring if they're gonna talk to me, because sometimes people stare and then they're like, oh, they start speaking to me like, hi, are you a student? And like, they ask questions, and then I'm like, okay, at least you're talking to me and like explaining why you were staring. But when people just stare and like walk past, it's kind of uncomfortable because I'm like, do they hate me? Second thing is, everything really looks the same. Like, I got lost, as you all probably know, and that's because everything here looks the same, because it was all built like in the same year. They literally built the city. So everything looks really similar. All the buildings look like exactly the same. So it's really easy to get lost. If you take a wrong turn, you sometimes don't even know that you've taken a wrong turn because it looks the exact same as the place you were supposed to be going. I actually one time spent like 30 minutes trying to get into my apartment building, and it was the wrong apartment building. Like, I ended up following someone in when they opened the front door, and then I went up to my room number that I thought was my room, and it was in a different place, and I was like so confused. I was thinking if I had like stumbled into another dimension, but no, everything just looks the same. Third thing I don't like is the lack of variety in food, which is obviously a big problem for me because I don't eat meat, and here there's not that many restaurants because, like I said, it's a small city. There's not that many restaurants, not many westernized restaurants or anything like that. It's just all like chicken restaurants. So that's kind of obviously difficult for me. So yeah, sometimes I wish I was in Seoul because I know some places in Seoul have like vegan and vegetarian restaurants, but here there's definitely nothing like that. Fourth thing I don't like is the lack of transport. So in Seoul, there's like taxis everywhere, so you can easily just hail a taxi and get in and go wherever. And also the subway system in Seoul is amazing. Like, you can get subways so easily, they come so often, and they're really easy to navigate in my opinion. There's also so many buses in Seoul, but here if you're on the main street, there's buses and sometimes there's taxis, but nowhere near to the same extent. And when I got lost, I was looking for a bus or a taxi or anything for like an hour, and no taxis came. Okay? The fifth and final thing that I don't like about living in a small city is, and this is gonna make me sound like a loner, it's really hard to make friends. Because obviously I have the people from work and I enjoy hanging out with them and such. Like when I was in Seoul, we'd be able to like go on like language exchange apps or something like that and find a lot of people living in and around Seoul. And obviously a lot of my friends, like my Korean friends from before I went, all lived in or around Seoul. So it was easy to make friends and meet people because everyone could just hop on a subway and meet up at a certain place in Seoul. But here, like, I don't know anybody prior to coming here that lives here or even near here. And like, if you meet people through language exchange or pen pals or anything like that, there's like a very slim chance they're gonna live here. Those are the things that I dislike the most so far on first impressions of being here. And now I'll briefly go on to the positives. So the good things. First thing I like about living here is if you want to see something, you can actually see it. It sounds strange, but like in my hometown Manchester, if there's something going on, or if there's like just anywhere in general, it's really busy. So like, even if you want to go in like the Lush store, it's like really busy, you can't get it. And same in Seoul, like all the landmarks, all the traditional places, all the mega stores, everything is like always crazy busy. It's kind of nice here to be able to just see things that you want to see. Like if you want to go to the like big stores, you can like actually go in. You can like reach things that you want to buy. Like there's not that many people, and like there's, if you want to go see like any landmarks or anything like that, there's a lot less people. You can actually see things. Second thing, it's easy to walk like anywhere. Like I can, because it's so small, like I walk to work and I walk home from work. I can walk to the big store, walk back. I can walk to like the other people's apartment complex. Like everything's quite close together, unless you get lost. God knows where I went. But it's quite easy to walk if you have like a close network of things like my school, my apartments, the other people's apartments, then it's easy to walk everywhere because it's such a small city. Third thing that I like about living in a small city is not a lot of people speak English, which might sound like a strange thing to like because obviously English is my native language, but I really want to practice my Korean. So it's really good for me because when I was in Seoul, everybody just wanted to speak English to me. Even if I tried to speak Korean, they'd be like, "Aw," and then start speaking in English. So I quite like it here that everyone speaks to me in Korean, like in the stores and restaurants and things. So yeah, I really enjoy the fact that there's a lot more Korean spoken here, a lot more things are in Korean. It's nice, it's a good opportunity to practice. Fourth thing I like about living in a small city is it feels like there's a lot more authentic places. I know I said in the negatives that not westernized places was negative for me because of being vegetarian, but in general I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that's a good thing. If I ate meat, I'd be so happy. But I think it's nice that a lot of the places here, a lot of the restaurants, a lot of the stores and things like that aren't, I mean there's a lot of chains as well, like Paris Baguette and Starbucks and things, but there's also a lot of like family owned places, I guess, and like they have a lot of food stalls and things like that. They do have those in Seoul, but I think it's quite nice to walk around and see more Koreanized places rather than a McDonald's on every corner of the street, you know what I mean? It's like, Seoul to me is like really artificial. Big thing, last thing that I like the most about living in a smaller city is people are really impressed when I speak Korean. It seems like a small thing, but it just feels really nice when I try really hard to practice and learn and study it, and then it gets acknowledged. Because in Seoul, I guess there are quite a few foreigners who speak Korean, so although I did have people saying, oh, your Korean's good, like, it wasn't super often. People just took it as like, yeah, okay, she's learnt some Korean, she's in Korea, good. But here, like, everywhere I go, even if I just say, like, one thing, they're like, oh, your Korean's so good. And I sound like I love my head being made bigger. No, it's just that it just feels good, like, especially when, like, I don't have much interaction with people, like, outside of school currently, because I don't have a phone plan. So, like, usually I'm just not doing anything, like I said. So when I do have interaction with people and they, like, acknowledge me rather than just a normal business conversation, it feels really nice. It's nice to be, like, acknowledged, I guess. I felt really happy, so every time that happens I feel really good. And that happens quite a lot here. I guess people are more shocked that there's, like, a foreigner speaking Korean. So that feels really nice, because I do try really hard. I have tried really hard for a while to learn Korean. So it feels really good to have it acknowledged. Okay, so that's 5 things I don't like and 5 things I do like about living in a smaller city. Obviously these are first impressions, so things will probably change. In like a few months I might do another video, like 20 things I hate about it. Who knows, okay? All the things I love. I think I'm gonna like it more as I stay here longer, to be honest. So, look forward to that. Yeah, everything's going pretty well right now. Teaching is going well. I'm really enjoying my job. I've hung out with a few more people from work, which is good, rather than just being, like, stuck in my apartment. And yeah, I think I'm gonna go buy some more food today and try and make something that isn't an omelette. So yeah, it was nice to update everyone. And I'll see you soon. Okay, thank you. Bye.